New breed, global truth.
Southern University student who in his short life has played music all around the world is dead after an off-campus fraternity ritual. Our Ethan Tuttle starts us off today. He spoke with students about this tragic loss. Ethan.
Yeah, that's right. The Jaguar family is heartbroken today, Greg. Caleb Wilson, a member of the Human Jukebox, was in the middle of what a source tells us was a fraternity ritual off campus when he suddenly collapsed early this morning. Now, students and authorities are trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
Something like this is just out of the ordinary.
20-year-old Caleb Wilson, a student at Southern University, lost his life early this morning after collapsing during what a source told WAFB was an off-campus and unsanctioned Omega fraternity ritual at a local park.
There's an autopsy that's currently ongoing. We don't have much information that we can share at this particular time, but again, this is being investigated as just a death at this time.
Wilson, a pledge for Omega Sci-Fi, was also a member of the Human Jukebox.
Omega Sci-Fi seems to be claiming a lot of high-profile lives. This young man already traveled the world performing his music. And in case you were wondering, this is the same fraternity that allegedly took out Ricky Smiley's son. Now, we're going to talk about these fraternities. We're going to really break it down because there's been a lot of sacrifices and they've been ramping it up this season. And in case you don't know, Angie Stone also was an honorary member of Zeta Phi Beta. So when it comes to Greekdom, you know, there's a lot of satanic rituals. The hazing is very brutal. And this is why you have to stop pledging. You have to stop following these fraternities. They are satanic. And we're going to talk more about the hazing procedures, but let's go.
His family says he's played his music during trips to Cuba and Europe, and once even played with Trombone Shorty. After collapsing at North Sherwood Community Park, other students rushed him to Baton Rouge General Hospital, where he arrived unconscious and was pronounced dead. Southern University issued a statement saying Wilson was a junior majoring in mechanical engineering at the campus and extended its condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Baton Rouge police are now waiting on the autopsy report. Once that information is available from the coroner, law enforcement will have a better understanding of what happened to Wilson. In the meantime, Southern students are in a state of sorrow.
Here it's kind of shocking because it's like you're a part of a big group. Like everybody on campus loves the Human Jukebox, even people that don't go here. So for them to lose a member of the band, I know it's going to be hard on them.
And it's not like it was, I don't know, like no gang violence or nothing. It was, it was a fraternity. So,
and that's interesting that he said that because the fraternities are a gang and they execute a whole lot of violence. See, when you become symbol literate and you understand the codes that they operate in, you will know that the same symbology that goes on in the gangs is the same thing that goes on in Masonry, as well as the college fraternities, what we call Greekdom. And listen, my people, Hosea chapter 4, verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Anytime you pretty much denounce your real nationality and claim to be Greek, and you go through the initiation processes, you can expect the worst because it's actually Moloch worship. It's Satan worship. It's sacrifices that are made each year. And, you know, a lot of people who make it in Hollywood and get certain opportunities come from one or two things, either nepotism or it would be what you would consider some type of fraternal order.
We'll see how it play out, man. It's outside looking in, though, like I said, it's crazy.
Usually you'll see more people like laughing and stuff on campus. So right now, like the mood is kind of down, and I'm just hoping like whoever knew him can like get through this and like we can all come back to that common ground once everything's resolved.
Wilson's father is part of the security team for Saints owner Gail Benson. Miss Benson said today she is deeply saddened by the passing of a, quote, very bright young Southern University student. She went on to say she has a deep and personal connection to his family, with his father having worked with her for many years.
Now think about this. We just talked about nepotism. The father of Caleb was very connected. You know, they're already programming the people for an unsolved murder. Now, notice earlier in this broadcast, they said, you know, right now we're just ruling it as a murder, but everybody seems to know that it was a satanic ritual. Everybody on campus seems to know that something was done to young Caleb. So a lot of the times it would be your own family lining you up through the fraternity just to rise up in the ranks. People sacrifice their children all the time for these fraternities. And I know some of y'all may not believe this, but these blood sacrifices for fame, fortune, success, power, greed is so real in this country. And this is crazy because this young man had his whole life ahead of him, and it was ended because he wanted to probably follow in his father's footsteps, because more than likely his father was part of Omega Psi-Phi as well.
Greg?
All right, thank you for that. So in light of Wilson's death and the ongoing investigation, Southern is stopping all recruitment and initiations. The university sent a letter to all chapter advisors and presidents saying going forward, for now, fraternities, sororities, and student clubs will not be allowed to induct any new members. The university is also banning interest meetings and rushes. That goes for off and on campus events.
Now, I want to go into details about some of the things that happen in these fraternities so we can understand what happened to Caleb. All right. It's very important that we are very aware of these things. And I want to go to Instagram, and I want to shout out Shy Blood Before Dishonor, because ever since the Angie Stone situation took place, she's been on it. She's been calling out the Divine Nine, which is more than likely responsible for sacrificing Angie Stone. Remember, the news says that she had 9 friends with her in that Sprinter van. But for whatever reason, how could we explain she's the only one dying in that situation? And we got no injury reports. And then we find out she's part of the Divine Nine. You know what I'm saying? These sacrifices and rituals keep happening. And she's been on their necks pretty much ever since the Angie Stone situation. And I kind of went over there to her Instagram page, and there's a couple of videos that I want to react to that she has posted that give you some real detail how these fraternities get down. Now, let's break down being hit by the wood for 20 or 50 times a night. Yeah, you heard it right, getting hit by the wood.
Standing up, all night was a real thing. Getting hit by this wood upwards of 25 to 50 times or more per night was very much a thing. Being able to pass down an egg, from the smallest guy, I'm going to talk about that line, the smallest guy down the line all the way to the tallest man in the line. Anything you could think of, the most disturbing things, as far as even something as crazy as having hot sauce poured on your genital area, whatnot. A lot of pervasive.
Having hot sauce poured down your genital area. Now, we're talking about some very detestable actions go on with these celebrities. I mean, not these celebrities, these fraternities, pardon me. Very strange activity, to say the least.
A lot of stuff that just necessarily didn't make sense. But that next stage, to get to that initiation of that night and experience, you're slapped repeatedly by many different grown ass men that want to see you quit, essentially, but want to also pass down an experience that they had when they were in college at one point. Right, I just didn't even want to get out of my car. I was that much in pain because my ass was actually bruised to a point of beyond repair. It had to be surgically repaired. To
imagine this man just wanting to fit in and have connections in society. He has to endure being hit with a paddle until his behind is beyond repair. And this is the type of things that is going on in these fraternities. And these grown men get pleasure off of really doing this to other men. We know that this is satanic behavior. And we getting these autopsy reports, and they're giving the public no information about Caleb. He didn't just die out of nowhere. He didn't just drop dead. I'm pretty sure that they found his body tormented, tortured. I'm pretty sure they found his body that he's went through something that they know it was based on the fraternity, on the ritual, on the hazing.
be able to basically, be able to sit on my ass properly. I was dying and I didn't realize it. I was dying all for a cause that really didn't make any sense for me.
He was dying. Imagine you going through these hazing rituals and the amount of torture that you're enduring, you actually are dying.
My life, it wasn't for me. Standing up, all night was a real thing. Getting hit by this wood upwards of 25 to 50 times or more per night was very much a thing. Being able to pass down an egg, from the smallest guy. Remember talk about that line? The smallest guy.
And look, let's get a little bit more insight on this.
You can get your ass beat. You're gonna get this wood. You ready for this wood? So when someone says, get ready for this wood, how about I just show you? How about I just show you? Hold on a second. Okay. I said I was gonna show you, right? So this is an example of what that wood or actual fraternity. It's been dusty because I didn't pull this out in a while. What would be used to, slap you behind your ass? Your ass is all red and fucked up and you can't move, for hours. That's exactly what I endured. You can get your ass beat. You're going to get this wood. You ready for this wood? So when someone says, get ready for this wood, how about I just show you? How about I just show you? Hold on a second.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said it right. And this is how they trauma bond together. It is the enslavement of one of another. It is deep-rooted trauma. So they can all connect and bond on that. That's exactly what it is at the end of the day. And these are the rituals that they're going through. Now, listen to what some of the young ladies have to go through. And it's different rituals for every fraternity. Let's go.
And we go to a church. And in retrospect, this is crazy to me. I asked God for forgiveness because, we really did somebody else's ritual and pledged our lives to Greek goddesses.
Listen, the Bible says, put no God before thee. The Lord said he's a jealous God. Put no God before thee. And when you denounce your own nationality, which melanated people in America who endured the transatlantic slave trade in captivity, we are the children of Israel, the Bible speaks of. We are the Most High's chosen people, spread across the four corners of the earth. And the Bible makes it very clear not to pledge to these Greek gods. These are lesser gods.
And our allegiance to entities in a church.
And an allegiance to entities.
Church. In a church, brother. Is that blasphemous? I don't know. But so we get to the church, and this is where you cross the burning sands, which is an actual ritual. They lay out a hot something in the aisle of the church and you walk barefoot on it to signify that you've now crossed over.
There's actually a movie that I recommend you all watch called Across the Burning Sands. And it breaks down what they do. And it's so much demonic activity going on in these rituals. Is very similar to being put on the altar of Satan. These people are going through the altar and everybody don't make it out. In the movie, it showed you that some people actually die. You know, it is a ritual. Listen, this ritual has claimed the lives of a lot of college students. You just don't hear about it. Yeah, they also get branded. It's all kind of things happening, man, at these colleges. Let's go.
And you've pledged your life to Delta, right? There's an altar with a white tablecloth, red and white candles, and other symbols set up on the table. And in order to become a Delta, you get on your knees on the red pillow in front of the whole church and sorority, and you say, I do. That's what we did. You have to sign your name on a contract, and you say you're pledging your life until the day of final judgment to Delta.
You pledging your life to the day of final judgment to Delta. Ladies and gentlemen, that's satanic. That's selling your soul. And in case you all wondering, yes, Angie Stone was an honorary member of Zeta Phi Beta. Her soul was pledged to the sorority. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. And this is why we got to stay away from these things. I know you ladies and gentlemen sometimes want to feel like you got to be connected in order to make it somewhere. You know, there's a lot of networking that goes on in these fraternities. But at what cost? But at what cost?
President asks you if you do, you say, I do. Where else do you say I do? In marriage, covenants. We did take vows. We signed our name on a contract. We pledged our life to Delta, and they said it follows us until death. It says you can never be freed.
You can never be freed. Follow us until death. You can never be freed. That is not of the Most High. That's giving up your soul. Let's go.
Please tell me there's not spiritual implications to that. Again, if I quit a job, I'm free. If I leave a team, a baseball team or something, I'm free. In what world are you never free? A spiritual world, because you're bound contractually a covenant and with the spiritual tie to it, right? And
yes. And this is nothing but facts. Look, let's learn a little bit more here. Let's go. Let's talk about Hell Week.
Partner with the Qs for a night of hell, and just have to do like rituals where we swap spit and eggs and just.
They swap spit and eggs. So they over here exchanging bodily fluids. These are the type of things that go on. Now imagine your spirit under these conditions. Imagine this demonic imposition weighing down on your soul while enduring. This is enough to take your life. That's right. Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. And a lot of people who join these fraternities, they want to be a part of something. They want to be connected. They want to be popular. They want to have a certain social status. But at what cost? You mean to tell me you willing to exchange your bodily fluids? So when they call themselves brother and sisterhood, more than likely they're making blood pledges together, swapping each other's blood, drinking each other's blood, drinking each other's urine, consuming feces. These are the things that happen. She's not going into deep detail. She's talking about swapping spit and getting paddled. But it gets extreme. It gets extreme, man. There's no telling what killed young Caleb. This is why we're supposed to turn to the Most High, not to these fraternities. Let's go.
Vile things, okay? Each night of Hell Week was different. We had a different scare tactic, you know. got paddled, got the wood, and had just talked down on you, but also we're trying to get you to learn a lot of information quick so that by the time you do your probate, which is your public coming out ceremony, you know all this information. But in the middle of it, they're breaking your spirit, they're breaking your mind down.
They're breaking your spirit and they're breaking your mind down. Some people can't handle that. Perhaps Caleb wasn't meant to be a part of that fraternity. And while they were breaking his spirit and breaking his mind down, he collapsed, just collapsed. And he couldn't take no more and had to give up the ghost right then and there. Or perhaps Caleb was poisoned. And they still trying to find out how he was poisoned. All of these sorority members and fraternity members, why are they dying all of a sudden in this season? I'm telling you, this hazing. And eventually, it's death by numbers, murder by 3s or 9s. Yes, I've seen Burning Sands. I actually talked about watching that movie. I already promoted it. Yeah, the Divine Nine. We talking about the Divine Nine. Angie Stone had 9 people in the Sprinter van. She's the only one who died. Once you pledge to these people, they own you. Come on now. Let's go.
I'm calling you all type of names, pushing you, cracking eggs over your head, just humiliating you, right? Making you feel small and less than, so that the point that your process is over, you have a new identity in them because they've broken you down, that your identity, who you were before, no longer exists, okay? So we do.
Wow, that's like MK Ultra. They break down who you used to be to make you somebody that they now have programmed you to be by literally killing the old you, killing your frequency, killing your spirit, killing your soul, killing the person you once were, killing your innocence, killing your confidence, killing your individuality in order to make you what they want you to be. It's demonic.
Hell week and then hell night come, you're all blind.
And it's talking about hell week, hell night, because that's where you're going, joining these fraternities. That's your that's your introduction to hell.
Blindfolded and trying to feel your way through. You getting hit and beat and eating stuff blindfolded that tastes nasty.
You eating stuff that's blindfolded, perhaps poison.
You gotta touch stuff. It's hell night. It's literally called hell night. So you go through that. They put like raw meat on you and rub raw meat on your body, and you got blood on your shirt and stuff like.
I mean, at some point, does anybody see how satanic that is while enduring these things? Imagine they stripping your clothes off, slapping raw meat all over your body, blindfolding you, feeding you whatever. All of the people who get violated. That's what's going on. That's what Caleb had to endure something like this. When it talks about a hazing ritual, it was horrible. He went through hell. So much so the young man dropped dead. The young man dropped dead the next day. We need justice for Caleb because they're sitting here saying, as of now, we're ruling it as just a regular death. How? When you know that he endured the hazing process, you know that it was an off-campus ritual. What did they do to Caleb? They started the hazing and they got carried away, obviously. Let's go.
What are we doing? Why? Sisterhood? Okay. Partner with the Qs.
And I want you to watch one more. It says we made a covenant with the devil.
We made a covenant with the devil. We made a covenant with other guys. Like I was just like, I have to come out. I have no further option, But the Lord just began to show me that I was in covenant with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I can't be in covenant with Jesus Christ. I can't be in covenant with God and in covenant with a Greek god or goddess-led organization because that.
Now you hear that? Now this is the same sorority Angie Stone was a part of. And she's saying you cannot be a part of both. You cannot serve the Most High. You cannot serve the Lord and serve Delta Sigma Theta. You can't deal with the Delta 9 and at the same time deal with the Lord. Let's go.
That means I'm in covenant with the Greek God. The Lord our God said, put no other God before him. How you gonna choose? You can't serve two masters. So if I'm serving a Greek goddess, Minerva for Deltas.
That's right, Minerva. That's the Greek goddess that they're serving. Let's go.
And the one true living God, that doesn't work. It hasn't worked anywhere in scripture. The Israelites tried it. Like everybody in the Bible.
That's right. It works nowhere in scripture. They tried to serve Moloch. They tried to serve the golden calf. They bow before Greek and idol gods. They bow before the Christmas tree, aka the Nimrod tree. And all of it, and every time our people would serve idol gods, we were punished. Leviticus 26, ye shall make you no idols nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down to it, for I am the Lord your God. That's right. People got to learn, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in college right now, do not join these fraternities. Let's continue.
People who tried it failed miserably, right? We made a covenant with the devil. We made a covenant with other.
Well, you heard it. They made a covenant with the devil. They made a covenant with other gods. Listen, we want justice for Caleb, Southern University student. In case y'all don't know what took place with him, you know, it was an off-campus ritual, a hazing ritual in which the young man lost his life. If you read in between the lines, we don't know if this murder, this sacrifice, this blood sacrifice will be solved, because a lot of the times it's for a greater reason. We learned that his father is well connected, and you know, who knows? We know that this is the same fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, where Ricky Smiley's son allegedly was killed for the greater good of the brotherhood. And now we have another young man. We're just going to play this one more time all the way through so y'all can know what took place. Let's go.
A student who in his short life has played music all around the world is dead after an off-campus fraternity ritual. Our Ethan Tuttle starts us off today. He spoke with students about this tragic loss. Ethan.
Yeah, that's right. The Jaguar family is heartbroken today, Greg. Caleb Wilson, a member of the Human Jukebox, was in the middle of what a source tells us was a fraternity ritual off campus when he suddenly collapsed early this morning. Now, students and
a fraternity ritual
and authorities are trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
So they're trying to wrap their head around what happened. Why you don't know what happened? You know why? I'm going to tell y'all why they don't know what happened. Y'all ready for this? The police are part of the fraternities too. How do you think they became police officers a lot of the times? That's why they're wrapping their heads around what happened. How is it that you are law enforcement? How is it that you can get autopsy reports? How is it that you know he died from a hazing ritual, but you don't know how he died? Let's go.
Around what happened.
Something like this is just out of the ordinary.
20-year-old Caleb Wilson, a student at Southern University, lost his life early this morning after collapsing during what a source told WAFB was an off-campus and unsanctioned Omega fraternity ritual.
It was unsanctioned Omega fraternity ritual. Who's protecting the children involved? Not children, but who's protecting the young adults involved? These are the questions that we got to ask. Who's protecting the other students who did this? Why their names haven't been listed? Why we don't know who was involved? You mean to tell me we don't know? The law enforcement don't know? College campus security don't know? Nobody knows. See, these things be covered up. And it ain't just our people in Greekdom. You got our government officials, a part of the Skull and Bones. The fiber of America is built on fraternities and secret societies. Let's go.
At a local park.
There's an autopsy that's currently ongoing. We don't have much information that we can share at this particular time. But again, this is being investigated as just a death.
How can it be investigated as just a death? How could it be just a death? Now, do y'all see the things that they are telling us, the people? He says it's being investigated as just a death, but no, there was an unsanctioned sacrifice, a blood sacrifice that took place against young Caleb. Why is this not a murder investigation? Why is this not being investigated for a sacrificial murder? Because that's what happened. Essentially, ladies and gentlemen, they sacrificed them. The people deserve answers.
Investigated as just a death at this time.
Wilson, a pledge for Omega Sci-Fi, was also a member of the Human Jukebox. His family says he's played his music during trips to Cuba and Europe, and once even played with Trombone Shorty. After collapsing at North Shore.
Now imagine he's pretty much considered a high-profile death at this point. The young man has traveled worldwide. He's played with Trombone Shorty. This young man was a bright light in their fraternity. And nobody knows how he died. Now, these are the things we got to question. Let's go.
Sherwood Community Park, other students rushed him to Baton Rouge General Hospital, where he arrived unconscious and was pronounced dead. Southern University issued a statement saying Wilson was a junior majoring in mechanical engineering at the campus and extended its condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Baton Rouge police are now waiting on the autopsy report. Once that information is available from the coroner, law enforcement will have a better understanding of what happened to Wilson. In the meantime, Southern students are in a state of sorrow.
Here it's kind of shocking because it's like you're a part of a big group. Like everybody on campus loves the Human Jukebox, even people that don't go here. So for them to lose a member of the band, I know it's going to be hard on them.
And it's not like it was I don't know, like no gang violence or nothing. It was, it was a fraternity, so sad.
They can be worse than the gang.
Play out, man. It's outside looking in, though, like I said, it's crazy.
Usually you'll see more people like laughing and stuff on campus. So right now, like the mood is kind of down, and I'm just hoping like whoever knew him can like get through this, and like we can all come back to that common ground once everything's resolved.
Wilson's father is part of the security team for Saints owner Gail Benson.
Now look, watch this. His father is part of the security team of Saints owner Gail, whatever her last name is. Now hold on, here goes the nepotism. So you telling me his father, pardon me, works side by side with the Saints NFL football team owner? And she actually made a statement. So you can't tell me he ain't part of the order, because in order to be part of her security team, you got to be part of the brotherhood. You got to be part of the fraternity. This is a sacrifice. I believe the father sacrificed him. That's my personal beliefs. And they know what happened. The connection is right there. Listen.
Wilson's father is part of the security team for Saints owner Gail Benson.
Gail Benson.
Ms. Benson said today she is deeply saddened by the passing of a, quote, very bright young Southern University student.
Sure she is. And I guarantee the father is going to be getting a raise. I guarantee the father is going to be rewarded for his sacrifice. Allegedly. All of it's allegedly what I'm saying. I'm allowed to have my thoughts on this. But I notice that anytime these things happen, the parents always seem to be connected to somebody big. Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens, as thou hast done. It shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Yes, judgment will come for these type of sacrifices. Exodus 20:5. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children into the third and fourth generation. And these be generational curses. It'll be the same thing with the eastern stars. in a Masonic order. And we wonder why it be these horrible deaths taking place in the families, and it be because these people be connected and they be wanting a status, all for a social status. Listen.
She went on to say she has a deep and personal connection to his family, with his father having worked with her for many years.
So the Saints owner says she has a deep connection. We got to pull up the Saints owner. See, now we're about to go down the rabbit hole. She has a deep connection with this family. I guarantee the Saints owner, Gail Benson, is part of a fraternity. I'm going to show you a picture of this lady. I guarantee she's a part of a fraternity. And now she's clout chasing. We're going to look this woman up real quick. Watch this. Watch me connect her. I guarantee she's part of the Delta 9. I guarantee it. In order to own a football team and be where she's at, I can almost promise you. Hold on. We're gonna get the proof. We're gonna get it. And she's very well connected here. Let's pull up some pictures here. Because I can guarantee, yep, either that or she's an Eastern Star of some sort. Let me pull this up while I allow this to finish playing.
Greg?
All right, thank you for that. So in light of Wilson's death and the ongoing investigation, Southern is stopping all recruitment and initiations. The university sent a letter to all chapter advisors and presidents saying going forward, for now, fraternities, sororities, and student clubs will not be allowed to induct any new members. The university.
So right now they can't induct any new members, but I want y'all to peep this. Now notice Saints owner, Gail Benson. She happens to be very close to this family. This is Gail Benson right here. She owns the New Orleans Saints. This young man dies mysteriously. Could he have been a sacrifice for the New Orleans Saints? Through nepotism, through the connection of the father. Tanya says, and yes, these cults are everywhere, all races and religions. It's crazy how this is growing as the days go on. I haven't seen one cult be brought down. Yeah, they always hiding stuff. Now it's time to look up. Let's see. Her connection to the fraternities, because she has to be a part of one. I put in Delta 9, but maybe she's an Eastern Star. Hold on now. Oh, okay. Saints Pelican owner honored for services empowered the most vulnerable national Catholic. You know, she might be into something deeper. She might be into something a little bit deeper. Nonetheless, she's in close connection to the family. Any information on Gail, let me know. Any information on Gail, let me know. And see, this is what I'm talking about. The Divine 9. Somebody said the Divine 9. I'm supposed to put in Divine 9, not Delta 9. American businesswoman, owner of the Saints. Hold on. Let's get her Wikipedia. Following a divorce. Man, she owns and renovated hundreds of properties. It says Benson became the owner of both the Saints and Pelicans following the death of her husband, Tom. Man, you don't see too many female owners out there of football teams and basketball teams. You don't really see that too much. But she made an official statement about Caleb Wilson's death. And to me, that draws some red flags, especially when we're not getting any evidence to what really happened to Caleb. And it looks like she come from a lot of money, y'all. She come from a lot of money. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, she got a lot going on, y'all. But nonetheless, hey, we just scratching the surface. Don't join the fraternities, y'all. Follow the Most High. Anyway, brothers and sisters, I just wanted to come through with this video. Y'all have a blessed one. More material coming. Y'all stay safe out there. Shalom and peace.